Hi everyone. Today with this presentation we are going to dive into a critical topic that affects our ecosystem and our planet's future: the accelerating spread of invasive species due to climate change and how this impacts biodiversity. Through an engaging combination of discussion, field research and interactive activities, we will explore real-world issues while discovering the importance of preserving biodiversity. These activities aligns with key sustainable development goals, such as SDG 13, climate action, SDG 14, life below water, and SDG 15, life on land. It also ties into subjects like geography, science, civic education, and citizen science, focusing on flora and fauna biodiversity. The entire activity will take approximately a 6-hour class, divided in classroom activity, development and educational material, and the setting of an educational game. Students will also need notebook, pens, printed photos, pitches, and posters. With this activity, students will be able to understand the impacts that climate change have on biodiversity and on ecosystems, and recognize some invasive species that affects our ecosystems. For the first part, the time estimated is 2 hours. And you should start with a presentation of the geomorphology of the Mediterranean Sea and why it is so suitable for alien species. So here you should talk about the sauternization of the Mediterranean Sea, meaning that warmer waters are turning into a more tropical-like environment, welcoming species that traditionally lived in warmer regions, and the entry of tropical species by the Gibraltar Straits, which is mainly due to global warming. After that, you should focus on what are native, non-native, and invasive species, saying that native species are the species that naturally belong to a specific ecosystems. For example, the wolf is a native species in Europe. Non-native species, on the other hand, are introduced from other regions, such as potatoes and tomatoes. While they can coexist without causing harms, some non-native species become invasive, such as the blue crab. The second part is the development of educational material as a digital brochure and educational kit, and the estimated time for this activity is about 3 hours. The students will work in groups to create a field guide with information on 10 invasive species, detailing briefly their biology, ecology, and impact on local ecosystems. This will include a field report form, where you can document species sighting during the outdoor activity, marked as follow-up or BioBlitz. You will also transform this field guide into a digital brochure for an easy sharing with your community. For this activity, you don't need a specific program to create a brochure, but you can use Word, PowerPoint, or a Canva program. The third part is the setting of an educational game, which should last 1 hour. To make things even more attractive, you will play a matching game to deepen your understanding of how invasive species affect ecosystems. You will work in teams. I suggest 2. to connect invasive species with their specific ecological impacts and climate change connection. For instance, you will match the blue crab to its role in competing with native species and how warmer waters have expanded his habitats. Finally, we will reflect together. You will reflect together on the role of climate change in the spread of species like the pufferfish or the scorpionfish, and I suggest to evaluate the engagement of the students with their active participation. You will also brainstorm practical solutions for your community to help mitigate the spread of invasive species, such as not releasing pests into the wild, organizing awareness campaign, and participating in local BioBlitz events. This activity is more than just an academic exercise. It's about becoming an active participant in protecting our local ecosystem. And by understanding the connection between climate change and the spread of invasive species, we can take meaningful steps toward preserving biodiversity. Remember, small action taken day by day can lead big changes. As a follow-up activity, I suggest you all to take part in local BioBlitz, using the field guide you have created to report sightseeing and contribute to citizen science initiative. For this, you can also ask to local university and museum. You can also join, or even better, students can create an educational campaign to inform others about the importance of biodiversity and the threats posed by invasive species. To learn more about the topic, you can check out these online resources. And to contact us or to clear up any doubts, don't hesitate to contact us on these contacts you see here. Thank you, and let's get started.